Hey everybody, Coach Steve here, SoCalRunning.com, MarathonTraining.tv, and SoulRunners.net. Today I'm here to talk to you about the R's for recovery. Now, what happens in your training program, you usually have recovery weeks, and then before your big race, your half marathon or your marathon, you usually have what they call a taper period that you use for recovery. So let's go down my list of R's for recovery. Number one is rest. Rest is the most important. What you need is you need to sleep. And when you sleep, your muscles actually rebuild and repair. So really, sleep's important. Now, when do you want to sleep? I say 10 days to 3 days are really, that week, are the most important days before your event. Because I know when you get about 3, 2, 1 days in before your event, you're already starting to get a little anxious and you don't sleep as well. If you sleep well in those days, your muscles and your body, the connective tissue is all going to rebuild and repair. You'll feel fresher, and then you won't have to worry if you don't sleep the night before the race because you've already taken care of the important sleep that you need. Okay, number one. Number two, refuel. Really easy. Eat. But what should you eat? Now, in your long runs, what you did is you depleted your carbohydrate stores, or really your glycogen stores. So what we want to do is we want to focus on our diet probably 50, maybe even a little higher of carbohydrates. Now, focus on complex carbohydrates like grains and beans and fruits and vegetables, things like that, wholesome food. I think that's the best. I also eat some protein and fat, absolutely, like 25, or I'll even bump this number up, whatever works for you. You need to find out your body and what works the best. But you definitely need those carbs. You need to replenish your tank. Next is rehydrate. Real easy. All you have to do is drink water, but you need to make sure that you get things with electrolytes in it. So I'm a big fan of coconut water because coconut water will rehydrate you, but it also has a lot of really essential electrolytes. So just don't drink water, but also get some electrolytes. Maybe get some electrolyte drops or some tablets or things that go in your water that have electrolytes in them, whatever it is. Make sure you get some electrolytes along with your water so you're completely topped off before you go into your race. Here's one that confuses a lot of people, but you need to reduce your training volume. Because what happens is the body's been doing all these long runs, and so it's trying to rebuild, but if you keep hammering it, it never gets a chance. So you start reducing the volume of your training. But when you are training, I want you to keep the intensity high. So maybe when you do your runs, do tempo runs, okay? Or go take a spinning class or something like that that's going to keep the intensity high for brief periods of time, and so you can still allow your body to recover. And then, really important review. You need a race day plan. So one thing I have, you can find it on my website, I have a race day checklist. I lay everything out, know exactly what I need. If I'm missing anything, I go to the store, I buy that stuff. I have everything long before the race comes. And then, the really important thing is to visualize your course. So I look at the profile, I know where the hills are, I know if it's starting uphill or downhill. I'm visualizing myself, pacing myself. I kind of go through mile by mile in the race. I think about those tough miles that I'm going to have to do. For me, it's usually like that 13 to 20 range. And then at 20, I see myself just floating through a wall, like it doesn't even touch me. I just go right through it. And then I even see myself crossing the finish line with my hands up, and in my mind's eye, as I'm visualizing it, I turn my head down and feel the ribbon going around my neck. I really try to put the emotions into my visualizations as well, and I practice it multiple times. And then the last thing is, hey, it's a race, I get it, you're nervous, but relax. There's lots of races. Don't get stressed out over just one race. You got lots of races in you, you'll be fine. If you put all this together, you'll be refreshed and replenished on race day, and that's the most important. I promise you one thing. If you don't do the R's before your race, it's gonna be really tough to have a good race. If you do the R's, at least you know you're setting yourself up to have the best race on race day possible. So, the R's for recovery: rest, refuel, rehydrate, reduce, review your race day plan, visualize, and relax. I hope to see you out on the course. I hope you have a great race. This is Coach Steve saying train focus.